Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and Borussia Dortmund have gone ahead and they have dropped another couple of points in this game as well. They have drawn against Hoffenheim, a game that they were expected to win quite easily, but they have drawn that game 1-1. So let's go ahead and talk about this game. I mean, it was a really poor performance from Dortmund, if I'm being very honest with you. It has been the same story for Borussia Dortmund this season. Like, they are not able to create anything this season. The creativity is not there. In any of their games, they barely create anything, and when they are able to create anything, they just are not able to convert the chances that they create. But today they were really poor. I mean, it was really hard to watch that game because how much of a good team they are and what they are capable of. But Nuri Sahin, the way that he's playing, I thought he was going to do a better job before the start of the season, but he has not really lived up to my expectations. Like, they are too pragmatic, if I'm being very honest with you. They are too timid, and it has not it was not just not today. It has been the theme of their season until now. They are too scared to get loose, to go out there and play the way that they are expected to play. It was again just like every weekend, every single game of Borussia Dortmund. They start very slow. I don't know what the problem is, what the thinking behind, or what the strategy behind this is, but they start very slow. They try to take a lot of possession, which is usually not a Dortmund thing. They don't really like to take possession, but I don't know, under Sahin they start to play this. They start very slow, and this slowly try to get into the game. But even though they had the possession, they really did not do anything. Like, the first major chance of the game came for Hoffenheim, and that already tells you everything about it. They slowly got into the game, and they tried to create chances, but nothing really happened. Like, they had 3 shots on target in the entire 90 minutes. That's how bad they were. And there was nothing creativity, creative wise. Nobody really stepped up. Their midfield, it was so bland. Like, Hoffenheim, they are struggling. They are 16th, 14th in the table. It's not like they were playing against a good side, but the midfield was invisible basically. Nobody really stepped up. Nobody tried to create something. And they have these players that usually you have big games players that take the game by just scruff of his neck and try to do something, try to create some magic. But none of the Dortmund players really stepped up in this game. They needed sometimes teams need their players. The managers need some any player to step up and to do something for them. But none of the Dortmund players did anything. They just they were roaming around like headless chickens, if I'm being very honest with you. It didn't really you would think that really did not care whatever happened in that game. For them, it was not a really a big deal. It felt like that. They go ahead, they get a penalty courtesy of Garize, but the referee gives the penalty, but VAR rolls it out, and it was not a penalty as well. And then we go into the second half, and Dortmund somehow they go ahead and they score that goal. And even after scoring that goal, it didn't look, they really did not look at that confident, if I'm being very honest with you. It was just a casual stroll by Dortmund the entirety of the match. There was no rhythm in their play today. They just look they just look flat. That's it. No it was a weird way to to watch Dortmund, that how they played. And even when they conceded, like, they really did not have to defend that much, because Hoffenheim did not create many chances, and that would threaten Dortmund. And the goal that they created conceded as well. I mean, what are they doing? It's the last minute of the game, and the way that Larson came in, how easy it was for him to beat his marker to go ahead and score that goal. I mean, they are not doing that goal offensively. They are really bad in midfield, and in the same, they are horrendous in defense. So easily they have considered so many goals from stupid silly mistakes, that it is really hurting them this season. And it happened again. Hoffenheim, they would be really happy that they got something out of this. And if I'm being very honest, I think they deserve to get something out of this game. Dortmund really did not Dortmund fans cannot really claim anything after that game. They were really poor. And Hoffenheim, they went to away to Dortmund with a mind thinking of that they need to get something out of this game. And for them, a draw is a big win as well, especially winning it and getting the point right at the end of the game. It was a big moment for them. But for Dortmund, like, we need to really talk about it. We are almost at the halfway point of the season. There's just one game left, and then they are going to go to the to the winter break, and they are 11 points behind Bayern Munich. Yeah, and even though the season is long and maybe they can turn things around, but the problem is I just don't see it happening. If I'm being very honest with you, and you're not just talking about a Bayern Munich having a bad season. Then you have so many. They are eighth in the table currently, so you just don't Bayern have to have a terrible run of forms. Leipzig, Frankfurt, Leverkusen, all the teams above them, the rest of them, all of them have to have a bad run of games consistently and then Dortmund have to have a good run of games to somehow get back into the title picture, which I really don't think so. And at the moment, at best, what they can hope is they somehow they somehow win the Champions League, or they somehow do a good win enough game to somehow get into that top four. Otherwise, with the way that they are playing and the way the other teams are playing around them, it is looking really hard for them to even get into those European places and qualify for the Champions League. It is a big possibility with the way that things are that Dortmund might not finish in the Champions League places, and I really don't think that they have a squad good enough, or the way that they are playing under Sign, I don't think they are going to win the Champions League as well. So big questions for the Dortmund management. Big questions are need to be asked for Nuri Sahin. He's an ex-player. He's loved by fans and whatnot, but it has not worked for him. Like, he has been even worse than Company, and I thought it would be the other way around. I thought Sahin being at the club, managing the under 21 side before being promoted to the assistant manager job, then the general manager, then the main manager job. I thought he would do a lot better as compared to Company, but he has been even worse than him. And I think the experiment that Dortmund tried to do with Sahin has really fell flat, and it is not really working out for them. He needs to do something really quick, otherwise he could lose his job midway through this season, or maybe at the end of the season, because at the moment it is like there is I just don't see any light at the end of the tunnel for Dortmund. I think they are going to go trophyless this season, if I'm being quite honest with you. For me, they're not playing good. As I said, I don't think they are going to do anything in Europe, and for me the title is gone. I've been saying for the last 2 3 weeks that there is still chance they may be, but now the gap is too much. 11 points behind Bayern Munich. It is going to, it's a big problem. And then 7 points behind Leverkusen, 5 points behind Leipzig and Frankfurt. So it is really hard. That's why I say that the best that they can do is try and get into those Champions League places, or otherwise I know if they don't do that, I personally think that it's going to be really tough for them to even get into those Champions League places as well. So it's Sahin and Dortmund would hope that we have a good result on on the match day match day 15, and then they go into the winter break, and they go back to the drawing boards and try to get something going. And he comes up with a plan that when they come back after the winter break, they start winning the games and somehow get back in good form, because at the moment it is really not working for them. Hoffenheim, on the other hand, I mean, they would be, as I said, they would be really happy. They are not out of the that relegation scrap. They are still part of it. There's a 3 or 4 point difference between them and the team in 16 and 17 position. So Hoffenheim know how important they, every single point is for them. And their performance, I don't, they were not really spectacular, if I'm being very honest with you, but neither were Dortmund. So I think it was a really a bland game of football. Nothing really exciting happened apart from a couple of good moments, and we got the goals from those moments. So I think the point was well deserved, but apart from that, they were not really that good as well. That's it for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of Dortmund, and what are you about the problems that they are facing. Let me know in the comment section below. And do you think the title race is over for them, or do you think they still have a chance somehow to get back into the title picture? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my content, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of this year. We are about like 70 subscribers short, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. There is about 16 days remaining for the new year, so please go ahead and help the channel out. And until next time, bye bye.